It's time to talk about the craft legacy. Let's go. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Klepcx FM. Today it's spooky season, so why not talk about the craft legacy, right? I had an opportunity to check out this film finally, and I gotta tell you, some things I hated, some things I liked, but we're gonna break it down and talk about everything about the remake or reboot or sequel to the 1996 thriller starring originally Nev Campbell, Fairuza Balk, uh, Rachel True, and Robin Tooney. Robin Tooney, yeah. So, um, guys, I'm gonna tell you, just based off of the trailer, I was sold. There was certain things in that trailer that were great nods to the original that had me kind of like excited to see this. Uh, and I gotta tell you that some of those things that I saw in the trailer don't exactly happen in the movie the way that you saw it in the trailer. I'll give you two examples. So during the trailer, you see a photograph of a member of the original coven, Nancy's character, and I'm not gonna spoil. I'll try my best not to spoil things. So if you guys, you're not into the spoilers and you want to go into this thing blind, then please, by all means, hit stop, hit pause, hit delete, whatever. Come back after you see it, and then we can all talk and discuss, and go back and forth about this. But I'll try my hardest to not spoil. But there's some things that I have to explain a little bit in order to kind of grasp what I'm talking about, what I'm feeling. So again, in the trailer, there's a scene where we see a photograph of one of the original members of the coven, and that scene is not in the film, but there is a cool payoff, and we'll get into that later. Also, there's a scene where they give a nod to the original where the girls are on the street and the guy, you hear a voiceover say, be careful, there's a lot of weirdos out here. And then one of the characters says, I believe it's Gideon Adion's character, she says, Mister, we are the weirdos. And then it cuts. I thought that was awesome, and that was one of the things that got me kind of excited. I was like, it's a nod. You know what? Let's check it out. Maybe it's not a reboot. Maybe it's not a remake. Maybe it's actually a sequel. But I'm here to tell you guys that this movie is, in fact, a direct sequel to the original craft. We're talking 24, 25 years later, but it is a sequel of some sort. It's in that universe, and you do get a great payoff at the end that gives a huge nod to the original. This is a direct sequel. So, without that saying, what did I think about the craft legacy? Let's see. And without comparing it too much to the original, because the tone's totally different. If you're looking at the original, it was a little darker, a lot more horror-ish, more thriller-ish. This one, it plays more to a newer generation. This will definitely probably win in a newer generation than it would with people who are familiar with the original, like myself. There are very parallel similarities. For instance, the story follows Lily, a young teenager who moves to a new town and goes to a new school, and there's three girls, they find her, they see her, and they think that she may be the missing piece in their fourth for their coven that they're trying to put together that will allow them to use more of their powers that they've already been practicing. But the twist is Lily is not quite she's a little different. And what I mean by that is you'll find out later in the story that Lily was in fact adopted by her mother, who played by Michelle Mohan or something like that. I'm terrible with names, but the mother starts dating David Duchovny, who is a single dad of three boys. He seems a little off in the beginning. He's just a little too cheery, he's a little too friendly, he's a little too perfect for my taste in this kind of film. And that's what causes them to move to the new town that she's new, and they're dealing with bullying, they're dealing with fitting in, and kind of there's a lot of bullying going on, and even from boys to girls. I'm not familiar with ever seeing that in my school or growing up, but boys are bullying girls. Like girls are catty and they get at each other, but boys bullying girls, that's a little weird to me. But you see that a lot in the movies. It's like, come on, dude, like really? But I don't see that really going down like in real life. But it happens, and it happens in this film, and so they're dealing with those things. And then this movie, to me, though, and again, when I say it, it plays for the newer generations is this film is very, very, very much woke. And if you don't know what I mean by that, it's very conscious. It deals with a lot of social issues that are going on today. It's very now, even with character traits like this. These girls, the way they play together, it's very different than what you normally would see in older horror movies. They're tough. They're not damsels in distress. And one cool thing that I like about this film that they do in relation to the original is we're kind of programmed to believe that the witchcraft and witches of that nature, like it's an evil thing, it's a bad thing, but that's not what's going on in this film. People, like, these girls are being responsible with their powers. Like they're trying to do the right things, and they even call each other out on certain behaviors and things like that, which is kind of a cool take because you never really see that kind of thing in this tone of a movie. So they essentially end up going against the big baddie later on in the film, in protecting in a way to protect themselves. So it's kind of cool. So we go into this thinking it's like the original, where the girls kind of are doing evil things and bad things, but it's not the case in this. Tone wise, it's a little tweeny, little sparkles and things of that nature floating around, and the magic is not as practical as the original, more CGI driven. Again, I said this when I was talking about the Witches on HBO Max. I mean, we're in a different time now, people, so that practicality, it's out the window. Now it's CGI because it's faster, it's more cost effective. Do they pull it off? Here and there. Some stuff looks very childish. Some stuff looks very Disney-ish, like very, tweeny. I don't know how to explain it, but it works in this world, I guess you could say. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It just, gets you through the story. Overall, the story flows very nicely. It doesn't really lose it for me until the end. The ending, which you can kind of see happening midway through. At first, you're kind of just going for the ride, and you're like, hey, so I don't know what's going to really happen. I want to watch this without expectations. I'm not going to assume that this is going to happen, but by the end of it, it does. You'll be able to kind of see where it's going to go. It may not end quite how you figure it's going to end, but there is a bit of a I don't know, how do I say that, Avengers Assemble moment, which I'm not gonna lie, kind of got me amped. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, now it's about to go down. So overall, this thing is a roller coaster ride. It kind of takes you there, especially if you're familiar with the original and where they came from and where it's at now. This is definitely now. This is for a new generation. So all you old craft fans, be easy. I know you're gonna go into this thinking this is. It's not for me. It wasn't like something that I think is like one of the greatest films. I'm not gonna like go out and recommend it to all my friends because I know that they're very, very familiar with the original, and that would be more their type of thing. But for a new generation, it's not that bad. I would give it a 3 out of 5. It's watchable. Would I go back to it? Probably not. But if I did, I would like to do like a back-to-back thing just to kind of compare what's going on in the two. But the ending, the payoff that I'm talking about, and again, this is a spoiler. If you guys don't want to know it, dip. But I'm going to talk about it. The picture scene that you get in the trailer is then replaced with an actual meeting of one of the older members of the coven in the original craft, and it's a great payoff. For me, being a fan, I loved it. I thought it was kind of cool, and it kind of gives you a sense that there may or may not be a sequel, but sometimes they just do that for shock value, just to kind of give you a quick ending, and they'll probably never go back to this, depending on how the numbers in streaming do, and people purchasing the premiere price, which was crazy overpriced if you ask me. I think the pre-orders were starting at $27.99, and then for some reason the day that it came out, it was only $19.99. Like, I don't understand the difference of that, because it wasn't like you actually got the movie when you pre-ordered it. You were just pre-ordering it, I believe. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I think you were just pre-ordering it. It was damn near $30 before tax, and then the day after it was $24.99 and $19.99 to rent. I thought that was a little high, but overall, Blumhouse, phenomenal job. You guys knocked it out the park again with another horror thriller. They've been doing a damn good job. I love horror. It's my favorite genre, and I think they've been doing a damn good job. I'd like to see more originals, and then sometimes there are some classics that deserve a remaking or a reboot or even a sequel. Sometimes it's okay, but this wasn't one of them that I think needed it. But they pulled it off to a way where this could continue to go on. I don't see it being big budgeted or like you know them getting bigger names to jump on board for it. But it is something that could continuously keep going on. Like maybe next time they'll probably do Warlocks, which I thought was what they were going to do in this one, but I don't think that was the case. So much in there, sprinkled, but it's you guys can tell me what you think. But yeah, overall the craft three out of five. You guys let me know what you thought about it if you saw it. If you recommend it, if you hated it, if you think that what I'm saying is not real, or whatever, let's talk about it. Let's argue. I love talking about movies. It's cool. This is my channel. That's what it's for. Again, if you guys want more movies, news, television, anything pop culture, comic books, make sure you check out wearecritics.com, and also make sure that you like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.